What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune in and check out the content. So, I want to react to a podcast or what was it? Run It Back podcast, right? And they were discussing the difference between SGA and Anthony Edwards. I thought that was an interesting discussion. As you all know, SGA just won the championship last year, and so every year, basically every year, Anthony Edwards is in the, he's in the discussion. So, is there a big difference between SGA and I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think there's a big difference. I know that because of the experience of winning a championship, the SGA he knows how to win in that type of situation. Whereas though Anthony Edwards hasn't done it yet, so he don't have that experience under him. But as far as like physical abilities, I think Anthony Edwards is right there with SGA. Um, so I don't know. It's close, you know, and it's hard to hard to decide like who is a better basketball player just because like I said, SGA has a championship, but we'll see. I'm gonna play the audio from the running back podcast and listen to what these guys have to say with Michelle Beadle, Boogie, and Lou Williams, and what's the guy name? Amon Shumpert. He was on there too. So I want to play their takes on the difference between these two guys, and I want to see if I agree or disagree.
Lou, Tracy McGrady said Anthony Edwards is right there with SGA, if not better. You buying that?
I can buy that.
Okay.
Yeah, I can buy that. We have a class of young superstars in this league, and Anthony Edwards is in that class. So what is the separation? That's up for individuals to see. Right now, Shea has it. He's going to have it for a while, but I feel like if there's anybody that's going to be in that conversation of trying to unseat him as one of the best players in the league, Anthony Edwards has that ability to do so. So, this thing changes by the year. We have we have conversations and rankings for a guy one year. Next year is going to be somebody else. That's what makes our league great. So I'm buying the fact that he's saying that he's right up there with Shea because it is a class of guys.
I like that. Everyone's good on that one?
I'm agreeing with that.
I'm not agreeing with if not
better.
I dodged that part.
That's
You can't dodge that part.
I get that part. I don't all the way understand what he's saying. I don't all the way understand.
I think he's saying
basically trying to say that
talent is
Edwards is better than Shea, but he took a discount. He took a little off the top. Said if you throw that if in there,
It's smart.
that
Buys
gives
you a little room.
that
just
buy
like-
you a little space.
At the end of a game, I think SGA has shown and proven he's the best at understanding the moment.
Tell T-Mac. You ain't gonna tell us.
T-Mac, I'm trying to make it make sense, G. I'm talking out loud. I'm really walking through it because you're one of my guys. You know what I'm saying? As he pulled
We
Shorty,
love
I had
OG.
the Adidas.
We love
I had it like I'm trying now.
I'm on the other side of that.
I just don't see. If you left the last part off, if you say he right there with him, talent-wise, potential-wise, I get it. But literally, SGA's superpower is figuring out how to win and making those other guys understand how to win. He gets people to play for him. I think that Ant-Man right now, yeah, he can put things on his back, but it's a totally different game. That's why I'm like, I don't get the right there. Like,
Yeah, Lou sometimes likes to be.
I like that what Amon Shumpert said, right? Because those experiences that SGA had as far as like with clutch games that really mean something gives him a mental and a psychological advantage. It also gives him it takes his confidence level to a whole nother level. Whereas though Anthony Edwards, he probably feel like he can do it, but until you get there, until you do it, you don't have anything to base that confidence on. It's just you can be confident, but when you have you be like, you know what, I got that experience to base that confidence on because I did it before. And so that's where SGA is right now with his, right? As far as physical abilities, like everybody's saying, both of them can really score and can really play. but it's that experience and that confidence level, I think, because I still think in certain situations that Anthony Edwards will probably have a little bit of, not really be intimidated, but have a little bit of doubt because he hasn't had success in it. And once you have success with certain situations, then you'll be your confidence level will grow, will grow. So let me see what else they had to say though.
Like
Well,
a politician and
do teammates play a part in that as well? With
here we go.
Shea being able to use his superpower?
Without a doubt. I was all over Mike Conley during that playoff run last year. I was all over
So
him.
what I got from that is, they're similar in talent, which I agree with.
Right.
But it also comes down to a situational thing. I think, it's pretty blatant that Shea's situation is a lot better than Anthony Edwards as far as teammates, organizations, and that matter.
Yeah.
But as far as talent, like Lou said, I think they're an equal. Absolutely.
Wow. I don't always, that's a tough one, right? So like I said, because you have to have the opportunity to, it's like you have to have the opportunity and grow from those experiences that you have. It's like when you say if somebody in the military and they want to, you want to be a Navy SEAL. Just because you are in the Army or you're in the Navy, don't mean that you could be physically talented as somebody who's in the Navy SEALs, but you don't have that training that they have. You don't have that experience that they have. So, and in order to get into a position where you can have that training or experience, you gotta excel where you are right then and there at that point, which Anthony Edwards is doing, in my opinion. He's doing that, but you have to earn the right to get in a position to get those experiences that Shea has, and those experiences that Shea have as far as he's been battle tested, and Edwards right now is trying to get to where Shea is, so you can't really. I don't know. What about like in a situation where you just got to dominate? He's got to be a dominant ball player for what no matter what his teammates around him is doing. Just like early on in Michael Jordan's career, like everybody knew that Michael Jordan was a dominant basketball player, right? Because he never fell short. He never cracked in the big moments. It was always, it was his team until they got the right talent around him. But until you and your team get there, then you can't reap the rewards of that. So it's team to a certain extent, but he still can show some things as an individual and let people know that he is that dude, which I think he's doing.
Okay. All right. We're going to take a quick break. Wrap things up.
All right. So that was basically all they had to say. I think all three of those guys, Boogie, Iman Shumpert, and Lou Williams, make some good points as far as like the difference between Shea Gilgeous and, your teammates do play a part in it. But once you have that experience that Shea got, as far as the playoffs, having success in the playoffs, and then having success in the championship, I just think that gives him a small and an advantage, man. And I remember Michael Jordan saying that, like, when he didn't want his opponents to have they would try to destroy you all the way because they don't want you to have no confidence at all. And if they can take and destroy your confidence, they don't have to, the more damage they can do to your confidence, then they don't have to really worry about you coming back or trying to overtake their position. They just want to destroy you all the way, And so I don't think that somebody like Shea is going to allow people to have, if he knows what's best for him, he's going to allow people to have a success where as though they can challenge him later on. He's going to try to destroy their confidence, which I think is a good move on his part. So, but yeah, I think there's a slight difference between Shea and Anthony Edwards, just because of the experiences that Shea has, winning championships. So, with that being said, man, y'all make sure to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I will check you all out in the next video.